How close was he to going personally bankrupt?
Very.
Trump makes a point of saying he never went personally bankrupt. But there's a reason why the banks decided to keep Trump whole.
We made the decision that he would be worth more alive to us than dead. Dead meaning in bankruptcy. We don't want him to be in bankruptcy. We want him out in the world selling these assets for us.
So you wanted him alive because he was a salesman and could best sell his own properties.
That's correct. We kept him alive to help us.
On her way to work one morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. Interesting. His pretty-colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. "Oh, well," she cried, "I'll take you in, and I'll take care of you. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the vicious snake. She wrapped him up cozy in a curvature of silk and then laid him by the fireside with some honey and some milk. Now she hurried home from work, and that night, as soon as she arrived, she found that pretty snake she'd taken and revived. "Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the vicious snake. Now she clutched him to her bosom. "You're so beautiful," she cried. "But if I hadn't brought you in, by now you might have died." She stroked his pretty skin, and then she kissed and held him tight. But instead of saying thank you, that snake gave her a vicious bite. "Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the vicious snake. "I saved you," cried the woman, "and you've bit me. Heavens, why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die." "Oh, shut up, silly woman," said the reptile with a grin. "You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in." Does that make sense?
Well, what's been interesting about this campaign season is both candidates have sounded more and more alike when it comes to innovation. Our focus is only on truly transformative innovation, and so and it seems to be a bipartisan issue. The best example of that is what happened with crypto this year. We had one party for it, the other seemingly against, and clearly the electorate spoke very loudly, and so they're now sounding very much alike. I think the decreasing regulations is critical, keeping taxes low, critical, and really incentivizing animal spirits is really what we're all about. So I think they're both sides want innovation. Maybe one is leaning a little bit more towards regulations coming down. That is very important.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And make sure you're joining the Patrons. If you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're hitting the Cash App. And also, guys, make sure you go like and follow the TikTok. More videos to come. And it looks like Trump is going to win. And guys, the only thing he's been doing is selling. And now it's time for him to sell this fourth industrial revolution, where the robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And we have Kathy Woods, of course, has been waiting for this moment because she's invested in all sectors of the fourth industrial revolution. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And we have Kamala was the prophecy, was the warning sign to turn back to the Most High. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And the Trump win means that the fourth industrial revolution is going to be sped up. Remember, guys, he only has 4 years. He doesn't have to worry about being reelected. So it doesn't matter whether you like what he does or he doesn't. He doesn't have to worry about working on the next 4 years. There's going to be somebody else anyway. His job is to get us landed in the fourth industrial revolution and then hand the keys over to the next person who gets the sheep to the actual metaverse. And he's going to have both the House and the Senate. Yes, guys, I know it sounds like a movie, but remember, your life is an illusion and TV is your reality. And remember, the crypto teacher told you it's about to be a wild ride. You are about to live a movie. Getting those Patreons, so therefore you stay up to date with the news and this new digital economy. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Well, first, Becky, I think if it's, it's pretty clean one way or the other, we don't have something you guys were talking about, Bush, Gore, hanging Chad. If it isn't that close, if it's decisive either for Harris or Trump, I think there'll be a relief. I mean, that there's less likely to be huge challenges and uncertainty, and just getting that uncertainty behind us, I think, is positive. If there's if there's a Republican sweep of House, Senate, and the presidency, I expect the bond market to be wobbly. I expect them to be worried that Trump would enact all those tax cuts, and I think bond yields would rise. I think a split Congress, whoever wins the presidency, is probably the favorite for the markets, so that neither candidate can get his or her full plan pushed through. So I think that a lot of it does depend on the House or the Senate. I think the Senate would be pretty clear. I mean, the betting markets are over 80% for a Republican takeover of the Senate, but the House looks very close, and that might take days to be decided. But that could be very, very important in terms of how the market will react.
Hey, Jeremy, no matter what happens in the House, it's not going to be a big majority one direction or the other. So maybe that in itself is a bit of a hung jury situation, no matter what happens, because we've seen how difficult it is to control the House when you only have a few votes, 5 or fewer.
Well, that's true if it's that close. But as we all know, the Trump tax cuts enacted, in his first term are going to expire on December 31st of next year. Right. And the House, I would say, I mean, if they want to push through his tax cuts and extend it for another 7 years, I even think those radical members of the Republican Party would be voting for that. So a close one, even in the House, I think, would still give the Republicans an edge on getting their tax through. So I think that that's still going to be important in terms of whether all three are controlled by one or the other.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, if new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID 33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.